nucleus and everything. Okay, what is an atom? It is the smallest unit of an element. Okay, what it consists of? It is consisting of central nucleus surrounded by one or more electrons, which are revolving in some specific stationary shells. Okay, so you can see some specific shells. It is, you can see the diagram, see how the electrons are moving and the nucleus is in the middle, okay, in an orbit. So these are some shells which are moving in that. Okay, so you are already aware the electron shells are labeled. कैसे होता है? The first shell which is near the nucleus, that is termed as K. उसके बाद का shell को क्या बोलते हैं? L, M, N, O, P and Q. That means if the number of shell is 1, जैसे हाइड्रोजन में how many shells are there? Only one shell. हाँ, तो उसका उस shell का नाम क्या है? K. Then if there are two shells, okay, so lithium has two shells, तो उसका shell का क्या होगा? So it will be having K and L. Like sodium will be having K, L, M, okay, and potassium N, so it will be K, L, M, N. So potassium will be having K, L, M, N. So this way you can have number of shells till 7. Okay, so if you notice, we have period number from 1 to 7 in the periodic table. Okay, so उसी हिसाब से each shell is named as K, L, M, N, O, P, Q. Okay, now these shells can accommodate at the most how many electrons? So first shell can accommodate only 2 electrons, the next one 8, third one can actually accommodate 18, but normally we maintain what? We maintain
octet.
Okay, so it can actually take 18 or 32 next, मतलब ऐसे electrons इतने हो सकते हैं. So how did we come about with this equation? Like how did we know कि 18 रख सकता है? This is the formula. The maximum number of electrons in a shell of number n is given by 2n square. Okay, that is the maximum number of electrons it can be there, but normally it tries to maintain the octet. Okay, now these all logic now will get like you will be learning very different manner in class 11th. Okay, that's why मैं इस पे ज़्यादा हम लोग discuss नहीं करेंगे, because you are not going to study about orbits, you are going to study about orbitals, and it's a very different concept altogether. So let's not discuss. So for time being, what we are studying in 10th, class 10, so we know that these shells can accommodate these many electrons based on this formula, that is 2n square. Okay, so you can see na 3, third shell है, so 3 square मतलब कितना होगा? 9, 9 2s are 18, that means 18 electrons are the maximum. So this is the way I can accommodate these many electrons. The electrons in the outermost shell or outer shell, they have higher energy. Okay, they have higher average energy and travel further from nucleus than those in inner shells. Okay, so you are already aware, तो उनके पास, because if see, because they have higher energy, they have potential to get lost. Like if you check the sodium atom, it has potential to donate the electron very easily. Okay, so it is very excited. And the innermost shell, it is basically like who's holding those innermost shell? Who's actually holding them together? Nucleus, yes, because nucleus has the power to attract. If you remember, हमने पढ़ा था nuclear charge.
Centripetal force, na?
Yes, centripetal force. So nuclear charge is actually trying to hold all the electrons together, but the outermost electrons, the outermost shell में जो electrons होते हैं, they have potential, they have higher energy to transit. Okay, इधर से उधर jump करने का उनको रहता है. Fine. Now the size of the atom is determined by the radius of the shell of the outermost electron. And कितना होता है? Normally 10 to -10 meter तक का होता है. Okay, it is the radius of the shell of the outermost electron. So it's a maximum size. Okay. Now the central part of the nucleus, okay, what it consists of? Two things, protons and neutrons. Then proton का charge क्या है? 1.6 into 10 raised to -19 coulomb. This is coulomb. Okay, the charge is going to have this much. Mass कितना है? It is 1.726 into 10 raised to -27 kg. It is very small. Okay, what is the atomic number? ये last year भी पढ़ा था आपने chemistry में. Total number of protons is determining the atomic number. Okay, as well as total number of electrons. But we never say total number of electron by, because electrons can vary, है ना? Electrons can be donated, electrons can be, so इसलिए atomic number is mostly, the definition is total number of proton.
Okay. Proton और electron का charge nearly same ही है ना?
Yes, yes. So that only I'm trying to show.
Okay, proton, confirm मुझे लगा
नहीं, charge is different. No, charge is different.
तो mass same है क्या?
नहीं, wait. देखो, proton, नहीं, एक minute, रुको. Let's actually I'm talking something else. Just wait, हाँ. पहले मुझे complete करने दो and then I'll reply. Okay. Okay. So neutron is electrically neutral particle. Okay, and its mass is 1.6749. If you check the mass of a proton and the mass of a neutron, okay, it is somewhat similar. 1.6726 and this is 1.6749 into 10 to -27 kg. Now the proton and the neutrons together, they are called nucleons. So the total number of nucleons is deciding the mass number of the element A. Okay. So nucleus is positively charged and its total charge is going to be plus Ze. Z क्या है? Z is the atomic number.
Atomic
Okay.
number.
And electron is what? One electron. एक इलेक्ट्रॉन का चार्ज क्या होता है? So yes, now your question comes. इलेक्ट्रॉन का क्या चार्ज होता है? It will be minus
Minus
1.6 into 10
1.6.
raised to minus 19 coulomb.
वो negative भूल
हाँ
गया.
ठीक है. Proton has a positive charge. It's going to be having same. Okay. And the electron is going to have minus 1.6. But in case of nucleus, what will be the total charge? It will be the number of protons, that is the Z, into the charge. Charge क्या है? 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19, which is positive. Okay. The mass of an electron is negligible as compared to that of proton or a neutron. Do you know what is that? It is 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg. Minus 31 होता है या minus 28 kg. You need to remember. Now initially
क्या मैम एक मिनट फिर से रिपीट करो.
एक minute, just one second. I have already written it or no? Okay. Let me check the textbook if it is there in the textbook. Yes, it is there. The size of the atom is determined the radius. Okay, the electron has negative charge. Okay, see 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg, which is approximately 1 upon 1840 times the mass of a proton. Okay. Now, I'll tell you one thing. From this chapter, mostly the questions were coming from nuclear fission and fusion. But now only A part is there. So I think you need to remember all these things. Okay. There may be question from structure of atom, structure of nucleus. I'm not sure. Things can change this time because you have a reduced syllabus. So I'll just recommend that you should study all these numbers also.
मैम एक डाउट पूछो.
बोलो.
मैम मतलब इलेक्ट्रॉन का मास प्रोटॉन से ज्यादा है ना, तो कैसे क्लैरिफिकेशन?
नहीं, it is very small ना. See,
9.1.
no. Mass of 10
Okay,
9.1
minus 31 है. Sorry.
minus 31
minus 31 है ना.
and it is
Okay.
proton का
समझा.
है minus 27.
minus 27. हाँ. Sorry.
ठीक है.
ये
Fine.
था वो मैंने
Okay.
नहीं था.
So any doubt in this case?
No.
Okay, so we have studied this much. Okay. The mass of an electron is negligible as compared to that of proton or a neutron. The total mass of an atom can be considered to be same as mass of the nucleus. So we don't consider the mass of an electron while considering the mass of an atom. So mass of an atom is same as mass of the nucleus. Okay. Any doubt?
Yeah. No, ma'am.
Okay. Others? Bishop Sundari? Okay.
नहीं मैम.
Okay. Now what is atomic number? Okay, so it is equal to the number of protons in the nucleus, which is same as the number of electrons in the neutral atom. Mass number क्या है? The mass number of an atom is equal to total number of nucleons. That is number of proton and neutrons combined. Okay, so they may ask you this question. Okay, तो ये आ सकता है आपको, थोड़ा सा देख लेना आप. And also study the, what do you say, the symbol. So if you notice here, the electron has a symbol E, proton has P, and neutron has N. Charge minus 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. यहाँ पे plus है, यहाँ पे 0. So neutron is electrically, so it doesn't have any charge. It has 0. Mass minus 31 kg, minus 27, and this is minus 27. So if you check the proton and neutron, it's approximately same. So I'll just recommend you to study the exact value. Okay, exact value ले लेना यहाँ से, क्योंकि उन्होंने नहीं दिया क्या exact value इधर. So or else I'll just update the, मेरा PPT दे दूंगी. ठीक है. Now what is atomic model? Now an atom is electrically neutral, therefore the number of proton in the nucleus of an atom are equal to number of electrons. So Z is the atomic number and A is the mass number. So number of electrons is equal to Z, number of proton is equal to Z, and number of neutrons क्या होगा? It will be the atomic A minus Z. It will be atomic mass minus Z. Okay. So किसी क्वेश्चन किसी ने पूछा. Okay, so how you represent the atom? देखो कैसे लिखते हो. X is your atom symbol. Okay, and how do you write? यहाँ पे आप Z लिखते हो down and atomic mass you are going to write it up. ऊपर A लिखते हो, नीचे Z लिखते हो. And X is the symbol for the element, whichever element they are asking you to do. The actual size of an atom is very small, 10 raised to minus 10 meter, which is invisible. But just to understand, we can draw the model of an atom, not to scale. Lightest atom कौन है? Hydrogen. उसका mass क्या है? 1. So inside you write मतलब एक गोल बनाने का जिसमें nucleus 1 proton, atomic number Z is also 1. So how do you represent 1 1 H? And it has 1 proton and 1 electron in the K shell. Okay, so this is the K shell. This is the model of hydrogen atom. What about helium? Under nucleus में you need to write 2 proton, 2 neutron. Okay, So inside you need to write 2 proton, 2 neutron in the nucleus, and the electrons will be 2 electrons. Okay. So total 2 proton, 2 neutron means what is going to be the mass number? It is going to be 4. So atomic number is 2 because it has 2 protons, and the mass is 2 proton plus 2 neutron, that is 4. Okay. Similarly, let's see the sodium ka model. Sodium ka model is like atomic number is 11. So you will be having 11. मतलब कैसे रहेगा configuration 2 8 1. So just draw that diagram, and the mass number is A is 23. So what will be neutrons? It will be A minus Z.
23
23 minus 11 12. हाँ. Okay. So अंदर क्या लिखोगे न्यूक्लियस के अंदर 11 प्रोटॉन and 12 न्यूट्रॉन. Okay. I think these are all clear. You have already studied this. Now let's understand
Yes,
the
language of chemistry.
Now let's see the note. This is very important because sometimes the question comes from these only parts. Now if an atom undergoes a chemical change, there is a change in the number of orbital electrons of the atom. Whereas if the atom undergoes a nuclear change, there is a change in the number of nucleons inside the nucleus of the atom. Do you understand? इसमें से give reason आया हुआ है. This is very important. मतलब सोचो, they will ask you what is the difference between a chemical change or a nuclear change which atom undergoes. Okay. तो chemical change में क्या होता है? There is a change in the number of electrons. Okay. जैसे अभी देखा ना, sodium is going to donate 1 electron, chlorine is going to accept 1 electron. So that is called chemical change. But when you are talking about nuclear change, there is a change in the number of nucleons. Basically, the neutrons come out. Okay, the neutrons break. Okay, so if the atom undergoes a nuclear change, there is a change in the number of nucleons inside the nucleus of the atom. Okay, a nuclear change requires, now what happens in nuclear change? A nuclear change requires much higher energy of the order of few. What is this?
Megavolt. नहीं 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 नहीं.
Anyone?
Mega electron.
Yes,
वही
yes,
mega
yes,
electron.
yes, it is. So I wanted to know this only. EV का मतलब है electron volt, so it will be mega electron volt. So whenever there is a nuclear change, that means when a neutron is breaking down. See, this is the thing we are going to study, radioactivity. Okay, it's a spontaneous emission. So when there is a spontaneous emission of a neutron, so the energy is so much higher that it is in the order of mega electron volt. Okay, which is 10 raised to 6 times as compared to the energy required for chemical change. Okay, chemical change में maximum क्या changes रहेंगे? Heat energy. That heat energy will be in some calories or joules. Okay, but this is, if you remember, हमने ये पढ़ा था, there was a conversion given from joules to electron volt in work power energy chapter.
क्या बोला मैं अपना अभी?
Work power energy के chapter में, did you know the just one second, I'll just try to say what is the relationship?
जूल और ये ना इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट.
ये देखो. Okay, this is a thing.
हाँ
1 point, okay, so 1 electron volt is how many joules? 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 joule. You need to remember this, huh? So मतलब बहुत ही कम है, 10 raised to minus 19. So it is now 2.5 electron volt, मतलब इतना. So उन्होंने मेगा वोल्ट बोला, तो कितना हायर होगा ये? It will be much higher. Okay, fine. So this from 1 and 2 question you can expect one question. Okay, यहाँ से आ सकता है. ये first part से तो question आता ही है. What is the difference between a chemical change and a nuclear change? Okay. Now in a nuclear reaction, what happens? The atomic number and the mass number remains conserved. Okay. Nuclear reaction, the atomic number reaction and the mass number remains conserved. मतलब क्या बोल रहे हैं? The total sum of atomic numbers of the reactant is equal to sum of atomic numbers of the product. This is a very important line which we are going to do equation. But एक बार मुझे concept बता देना कि आपको equations है कि नहीं एग्जाम में, because ये इसमें से equations एग्जाम में आता है. ये दिख रहा है ना, the total sum of atomic number. Like आपने क्या किया, x plus y is giving you w plus z. तो x plus y का जो भी एटॉमिक नंबर रहेगा, the sum of the atomic number of x plus y should be equal to sum of the atomic number of w and z. ठीक है, मतलब the reactant side, I hope you know what is a reactant. Okay,
yes ma'am.
reactants क्या होते हैं? जो arrow के पहले होते हैं,
जो arrow के पहले होते हैं.
and these are products. So what they are saying, the sum of the atomic number of reactants should be equal to the sum of the atomic number of the products. This won't change. It's not only the atomic number, also the mass number. They are also remain equal. Okay.
Yes ma'am.
Now what are isotopes? Anyone has an idea what is isotopes?
Same mass number but
No.
नहीं. same
different
atomic
mass
number but
number,
different mass
same
numbers.
atomic number.
हाँ
They have
हाँ,
same
so
chemical
basically yeah, so they are having
properties
same.
and different physical properties.
So atoms of the same element, they have same atomic number and different mass number. They are called isotopes. We are going to study isotope, isobars, and isotone. Okay. So isotopes do not have a separate place in the periodic table because it is of same element, है ना? So they are not having a separate place. So so same number matlab the number of proton is same, but different number of neutrons matlab a minus z in the nucleus. Since they have the same number of electron outside the nucleus, so their chemical properties are also same. So उनके chemical properties same होते हैं. Why? Because they have same number of electrons. Now in nature, different isotopes of an element they occur in different proportion. That means बहुत सारे isotopes बहुत rare होते हैं, मतलब बहुत ही rarely दिखते हैं आपको, okay? And किसी का तो बहुत ज्यादा रहता है. So in most of the cases, abundance of one isotope is higher compared to others. Now hydrogen, hydrogen में कितने isotopes है? There are three. First name is protium, okay? Protium has, it's an ordinary hydrogen which is very much abundant in the atmosphere also. Next one is deuterium. Deuterium में क्या होता है? If you observe, that is 2H. 2 का मतलब क्या है? The atomic mass is 2. That means the number of proton and number of neutrons. So one proton and one neutron. ठीक है? Now in case of ordinary hydrogen, if you notice, there are no neutron. That is 0. So protium has 0 neutron, deuterium has 1 neutron, and the last one, 3 isotopes are there, na? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Tritium, tritium,
Protium.
हाँ tritium. So tritium has 2 neutrons. So वहीं वही लिखा है. Each isotope in the nucleus has 1 proton. So proton is not going to change. Only the number of neutrons are changing. So protium has no neutron, deuterium has 1, and tritium has 2 neutrons. Now there is 1 electron outside the nucleus in each isotope. That इसका मतलब क्या है? Their chemical properties are going to remain same. ठीक है? Now,
Yes, ma'am.
so this was about hydrogen. Now let's talk about carbon. Carbon में कितने हैं? 3 isotopes. So carbon का atomic number क्या है? 6. Okay, and the number of neutrons in the normal carbon is 6 neutrons. So if you see, the mass number is 12, 13, and 14. Out of which the main carbon क्या है? 12. 12 वाला कितना है? It is most abundant. So each isotope has 6 proton. Now the first 12 वाला क्या है? उसमें 6 neutron. The 13 वाला will have 7, and the 14 wala will have 8 neutrons. The number of electrons outside the nucleus in each isotope is 6. Okay, so इसका मतलब है they're chemically same. So we are not talking about कि कौन सा इसमें से radioactive है. Okay, for time being नहीं बात कर रहे हैं. So basically just for your knowledge अभी के लिए मैं बता देती हूँ, this one is the radioactive. इसलिए इसको रेडियो आइसोटोप बोलते हैं, which we are going to study. Okay, now chlorine. Chlorine के कितने आइसोटोप है? 35 and 37. रिलेटिव अबंडेंस कितना है? 3:1. मतलब ये 3 times more than this is there. So each isotope in its nucleus has 17 proton and कितने न्यूट्रॉन से? 18 and दूसरा वाला 20. Okay, so you need to remember this कि किसको कितना है. Now who has the largest number of isotope? 10, SN. You need to remember this. Whichever part is there in the box note के साथ, you need to study this. Okay, it is compulsory in case of physics. तो आपको पढ़ना ही है ये. The isotopes are of two kinds. There is something. So now we are going to study something called as stable and something which is called unstable. That is radioactive. So what is the meaning of radioactive? थोड़ी देर बाद पढ़ते हैं वो. Stable isotopes which have number of neutrons nearly equal to the number of protons. So stable में कैसा होता है? It will be 6 protons and 6 neutron. या ऐसे बोल सकते हो नियरली इक्वल 6 प्रोटॉन एंड 7 न्यूट्रॉन. लेकिन 6 प्रोटॉन एंड 8 न्यूट्रॉन, तो इसमें थोड़ा सा गैप बढ़ रहा है ना. सो दैट मीन्स दैट इज गोइंग टू बिकम अनस्टेबल. सो ऑलवेज रिमेंबर दैट रेडियो में वेन एवर यू स्टडी रेडियो इसका मतलब है दैट नंबर ऑफ न्यूट्रॉन्स शुड बी हायर, okay, then the number of protons. Then only I can say it's an unstable element. Okay, so isotopes are of two kinds. Stable isotope which have number of neutron nearly equal to number of proton. Unstable mein it is going to have number of neutron much more than number of proton. So and they undergo radioactive decay. Now what is the meaning of radioactive decay? थोड़ी देर बात पढ़ते हैं. And also it is of great medical and industrial use. Now another example which we are going to study, जिसके ऊपर ये nuclear fission and fusion था. Fission, not
मैम ये
fusion.
अनस्टेबल है ना ये यूरेनियम?
Yes, it's highly unstable.
हाँ
So in
वही
this case,
अभी तो
ये
रेडिएक्टिव.
example आता है exam में, okay? If you notice uranium, this is 235 वाला new uranium and this is 238 वाला uranium. Now each isotope has 92 protons. ये please थोड़ा अच्छे से पढ़ लेना क्योंकि इसमें से आता है कुछ ना कुछ. Now if you notice that 235 वाला it is having 143 neutron and 238 will be having 146 neutrons. Now in both isotopes, the number of neutrons are more than the number of protons. So both are called as radioisotopes. Okay. Now similarly, if I see carbon, 14th वाला जो carbon है, 14 वाला, that is also a radioisotope out of 3 isotopes, 12, 13 and 14. Okay. So in case of uranium, 235 and 238, both are radioisotope, as well as we have 14, that is also a radioisotope. Okay. Now this is you are going to study for the first time, isobars. Now these are what? Atoms of different elements which have same mass number. Okay. So now they are talking that total number of nucleons are same, but atomic number are different. That means they are different elements. Okay. So atoms of isobars have same number of nucleons, मैंने अभी वही बोला, but different number of proton and different number of neutrons. Okay. So the number of electrons outside the nucleus is always equal to number of protons. So isobars have different number of electrons. That means they are chemically different. Of course ना different element होंगे तो different ही होंगे chemically. So किसको isobars बोलते हैं हम लोग? Sodium. Like if you notice, there is an isotope of magnesium which is having atomic mass number 23. Actually magnesium का क्या है? मैग्नीशियम का क्या होता है? 24 होता है. The atomic number बोल रही हूँ, the mass number of magnesium is 24, but there is an isotope of magnesium which is having 23. So if you notice, this 23, they are having atomic mass same. So these are called isobars. So if you see, sodium is containing 11 and 12 neutrons, 11 proton, 12 neutron. Okay, what about magnesium? 12 proton and 11
12
neutron.
proton and 11 neutrons.
So the total number of proton and neutron is 23. That means nucleon same है. So you need to remember this. आपको examples पूछ सकते हैं isobars का. So you need to remember this. Another
तो
example
मैम
is
बेसिकली
carbon and
ये
nitrogen.
कुछ नहीं बेसिकली.
So carbon and nitrogen. So the isotope of carbon, the radioisotope of the carbon and nitrogen का normal isotope. Okay, they are isobars. Okay, so carbon has 6 proton and 8 neutrons, जबकि nitrogen में 7 protons, 7 neutrons. Okay. So these are the examples you need to remember. Now there is a note. Now this is another question. Note पे सब questions है. If number of protons and neutrons they get interchanged. If you notice, sodium has 11 proton and 12 neutron, जबकि magnesium is 12 proton and 11 neutron. So they are getting interchange. 11, 12, 12, 11. तो इसलिए उनको क्या बोलते हैं? Mirror isobars.
मिरर्ड आइसोबार.
ठीक है, ये लोग mirror form हो रहे हैं. Okay, fine. Any doubt?
हम एक डाउट है, अगर सोडियम और मैग्नीशियम आइसोबार्स के लिए पूछा तो फिर हम लास्ट में ऐसे भी लिख सकते हैं ना कि ये जो नोट में लिखा है ये है इसलिए दे आर मिरर आइसोबार्स.
Yes, yes, we have to write that only. Okay, what
वो
are
लिखना पड़ेगा.
isotones? Yes, isotones क्या होते हैं? Now isotones are something like, you know, they are having different number of protons and different number of mass number. Okay, but क्या same है? Then what is same? So there is same number of neutrons. Now what is neutron? How do you get neutron? Neutron
A
is A
minus Z.
minus Z. Yes. So basically, A is different, Z is different, but A minus Z is constant. Okay.
Yes,
A is different, Z is different, but A minus Z is same. Okay. So sodium and magnesium, they are isotones. Now these are, if you see sodium, this is the normal isotope. Magnesium का भी ये normal isotopes. In this, if you notice, each nucleus has 12 neutrons. दोनों में, okay. So sodium में क्या रहेगा? 11 proton and 12 neutrons. Magnesium में क्या रहेगा? 12 proton and 12 neutron. So basically both are having 12 neutrons. So they are called isotones. Okay, similarly, potassium and argon, 39 and 40, they have 20 neutrons in the nucleus. So you need to remember these examples. आपको examples ही आएंगे and they can ask you definition. Okay, now the main thing which has come, that is called radioactivity. Now what has happened? Now how did they discover this? Okay, now Henry Becquerel discovered the phenomenon of radioactivity in 1896. In a dark room, he once left a uranium salt placed on a photographic plate wrapped in a black paper. After some days, he was surprised to find that the photographic plate had been affected. Later on, the same observation was made with the other salts of uranium. From these observations, he concluded that uranium and its salt, okay, by themselves, they are emitting some kind of radiations which can pass through the cover, black paper, glass, or wood, okay, of the, and it is affecting photographic plate. Now, these radiations he named as Becquerel rays because naturally uska surname wahi tha. On further investigations, these radiations were found to be of 3 types. One is positively charged, second is negatively, and third is uncharged. So positively charged को क्या नाम रखा उसने? Alpha, नेगेटिवली को क्या नाम रखा, बीटा, एंड अनचार्ज को क्या नाम रखा, गामा. Now the substance which emit these radiations, they are called radioactive substances. Okay. Now, so what is the radioactive? The substances which disintegrate or decay by spontaneous emission of radiations are called radioactive substances. What is the meaning of spontaneous? I know I am looking into the time. Don't think about time. What is the meaning of spontaneous?
Random.
Instant.
हाँ,
Instant क्या?
क्या?
नहीं random. नहीं
Random.
नहीं.
Random. Yeah, मतलब ठीक है. Okay, let's join back. Then we'll discuss.